Stravenger?
Yeah, it's Scavenger.
Or whatever, Scavenger.
Also, I just want to say I play Wargame European Escalation. Such mostly play West Germany. X.
Yeah, I play predominantly US, but I'm trying out a new West German deck that's actually a lot of fun.
Alright. Micah?
Oh, well, I've been playing Wargames since European Escalations beta, and I played mostly NATO for European Escalation, but I'm playing pretty much 50-50 NATO and PAC these days.
And how about you, Sam?
So I usually play USSR decks, and I've been playing for like I guess since Wargame European Escalations beta came out.
Okay. Well, let's before we start the game, let's just get an idea of this map. What do you guys think about it?
I like it. It's
I
a fun
like it.
map.
Oh, it appears to be a large map, but if you look through the map, because of the
It's not that
hills,
large.
because of the roads,
Yeah.
there's a lot of choke points, so it actually plays a lot smaller than it appears.
Yeah, and the territory between Foxtrot and the two bases, Foxtrot and Alpha, is barely used. I mean, sometimes you'll see people, if they take Foxtrot, they'll go straight across from that region, but most of the time it's unused. I find like a lot of dogfights occur over the sea. You tend to see a lot of dogfights over there, especially in the north.
And over the mountain near Lima and Foxtrot, there's a lot of dogfights over there as well.
So close to each other.
Well, on the far right, with the well, depending on your viewpoint, with the large area of water, people like to send helicopters around there to flank, try to take out command vehicles. I think that's a unique concept. I don't know. I just wanted to share that.
That's fine. What do you guys think about this choose your side? I'm gonna follow Coctopus, because Coctopus, this is your replay. You promised us it was gonna be a good game, so looking forward to it. It's your replay.
I did not make any promises.
You implied a promise. How about that?
Oh, I implied that it may potentially have been somewhat good.
Okay, so who do you guys want to follow? So we don't.
I'll follow the jazz van.
That guy on the right hand.
And I'm going to be nice and neutral and just try to look at everything.
God damn.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at everything. I'm gonna look at the other team since I already played this game.
True, good idea. Okay, I'm gonna unpause in. You guys ready to unpause? 3.
Sure.
You want to talk about what these guys are opening with, or
Oh yeah, sorry, good idea.
any comments about that?
Oh, wait a second. I'm at 39:43. So when you guys get there, can you like tell me so I can
Sure.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. I'm looking at the top left-hand side in Elfie. He's a Soviet player. He's just immediately brought on planes. They both brought on some planes here. That's the thing about this game. You can't tell what planes they bought, only the stuff they have. A lot of infantry, T-72s, a lot of command vehicles, including armored command vehicles. A lot of Scots, so he might be big on Czech. A bunch of T-55 AMVs. What about you guys? What do you think? What do you see?
Well, on the Coctopus start, it's helicopter heavy,
Actually,
classic Coctopus.
Coctopus, why don't you tell us what you were thinking about this when you did this? See a Leopard 2A4, two Leopard 1A4s. Oh, sorry,
Well, on this map, if you see the town at Lima has a city there, so if you can take that city immediately, you can pretty much deny their spawn, which is what I'm gonna attempt to do with this helicopter rush at the beginning. And as you can, what?
I was gonna say, as you can see, they put a lot of flares down already, saying the Soviets have already said they're gonna try and take Delta hard. So I think you're gonna try and take it hard, and they're gonna try and take it hard. But I think you'll have a better chance because you've got a road that directly takes you to it, whereas they have to go around that lake.
Yeah, as you can see, they have their planes coming out, and they've sent the flares out. So they're actually gonna attempt to bomb those flares, because those planes are from different players. So they're clearly, they clearly have some kind of teamwork thing going on. They might have been on TeamSpeak or something.
BKL, I'm looking at it now. It's got 8 500 kiloton napalm bombs, so that's real area of denial.
Which aircraft?
You see, it's coming out of the base at Lima. It's an SU-70.
Yeah, the Su-7 BKL. Yeah, those are big bombs.
So you got a lot of hogs and you got a lot of Dorners, which is probably Jaegers. I'm getting. I think you can only put Jaegers.
Yeah, I got Jiggers in those.
What have you got in the Fuchs and in the is that Panzer Grenadiers?
That's also Jiggers. So this is a very cheap start. You know, just kind of inexpensive units to start off with.
Not much anti-air I see from you though. Very little anti-air.
I have plans for that, which we'll get to see.
How about on the right hand side, Mecca? What do you see?
Well, it looks like one player. I can't pronounce it. Deja Van.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dijon Mustard.
Jaws
Sure.
Van, yeah, it's Jaws Van, yeah.
That's probably it. It doesn't look like he's got a single piece of infantry there, unless he's got him hidden on some side of the map. It just looks like vehicles and helicopters, and yeah, I'm not seeing any infantry.
He's got one Abrams, one Leopard 2. He's got Starships, Pattons. He's got 4 Pivads, which surprises me. And then if you look on the left, he's got a couple of Super Cobras and a couple of M60s with a command vehicle.
Yeah.
He's also got
No,
a
those
command
actually
helicopter.
belong to the Russian guy.
Yeah, well, this guy.
Oh, yeah.
For starters, he's got a helicopter command vehicle, which I'm not too crazy about. He has his 4 pivots all in one group. I'm not big into, like, especially when you're trying to do air coverage, unless you really want to do concentrated in just one area. You should probably have those spread out or split up so that they can spread out and cover more surface area of the map. And normally I'd be very disappointed if there's no infantry, but when I look at all the other players on his team, they have a metric ton of infantry. Maybe if he's going to just sort of be in the open plains with his vehicles and wants to go with a big gun, missile, whatever strat, then it might be doable.
Totally can work in this map if you stay in the open, but the problem is you look at all those hills. You could put up a couple of conkers and put them there, and you kind of fuck.
Yeah. So, but overall, I'd have to say I disapprove of.
I just want to say
I disapprove of no infantry there.
Quite okay with everyone swearing. That's fine with me.
That's okay. I like over talk.
Yeah. What about the Soviet guy? What do you think about his? What do you think their strategies are? I see a lot of T-70s. Actually, no, I don't.
Well, the guy up on the far right, he's going for a defensive. He's got a lot of anti-air infantry, anti-tank infantry, regular infantry. He's got a couple of flak guns there, and he's got 2 command vehicles. But you already see he's got a defense marker going up in Gulf, so he's going to be focusing on that. The other guy up there, I have a feeling he's going to probably make an effort to help whoever or defend hotel or Gulf with the other player.
Fight will take place near Bravo and Juliet in that position there.
I have a strange feeling that the Russian, I have a strange feeling that the Russian players are going to be very successful with locking down Delta. So at that point, I don't know, probably completely bypass it altogether, or just call on a ton of.
They had a very interesting deck set up. Glaznor's there. He took up the challenge of playing a 1980 deck, so he definitely had a lot of units, more than I did.
Okay, nifty. Well,
we're gonna start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, unpause. It's 39, 52, 51. As you can tell, the plane's coming out, ready to start bombing. We are at 49, 38, 37, 36. How are you going?
Yeah, you guys are getting closer. Where are you now?
39, 23.
Oh, you guys are running at double speed?
I am.
Okay, I'm a little behind.
Well, on the right-hand side, we got the 2 forces contacting each other. Lots of autocannons, I like that.
And on the left-hand side, these Dorners are going straight for the area.
Yeah, I like Octopus rush on that town. I don't know. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'd like to see if he's successful.
Yeah, if you see, I brought a lot of hogs with that rush because the hog can just stun any anti-air that might appear even.
The hogs are running out of ammo, which makes sense. Yeah, you're just trying to camp this wall. What's going on the left-hand side? Were they successful? Still being so close.
Well, the pack definitely has got Delta, I think, locked down. I don't think they're going to have too much trouble dealing with
Sorry guys, I think
octopus stuff.
just took out a command vehicle. That's pretty good. Undefending command vehicle.
Brutal.
Yeah, I watched him. That player. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Well spoken.
We got 3 West German artillery pieces firing at. Oh, they're firing smoke.
They're using a lot of smoke. You know, that guy was a good player. He's gonna try to take that town.
He wants that town. Soviets are really going back, but they're bringing out expensive stuff. They've got T-72 Jaguars, more BMPs. So they've got Juliet and they got Hotel pretty well. Octopus is really pissing them off at their base, but they've seen me take it well.
Yeah. I thought them taking Delta was a given.
I expected Octopus to take Delta.
Oh, well, I was outnumbered by 2 players, so I didn't really plan to take it.
And you're dropping it. Really, I didn't know intruders could be so successful against infantry buildings.
Oh yeah. Aren't intruders napalm?
No, I don't think they are.
No, that's a
They're
cluster
regular
bomb.
bombs. They're just
regular bombs.
200 kilogram bombs, I think.
Really?
Yeah, they were clearly not happy about that infantry in the town there.
And as you can see, he continues to drop smoke on the right-hand side, and he's able to bring up his jet commanders and pretty much hits them pretty quickly.
Hey guys, take a look in the far left, near Lima. Big call in by the Russian player, only to get bombed, and
Yeah, he really ended.
and he's still holding that town.
I see Octopus is doing another sneaky attack in the rear again with the hogs and Vegas. And it bombs.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to turn.
Oh fuck!
I don't think it's going to work out.
If you see what's interesting, shit all is happening in the center around Kilo Bravo and Echo. It's basically up for grabs, and the Digimon is sending his armored column straight down the center to see what happens, including his Leopard and his Abrams, unsupported, no anti-air, no infantry, and no recon. I don't think that'll end well.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. He's got some heavy stuff, I think, coming his way.
Soviets have also brought
Not too bad, but
on to
Mm.
Kuka. And two Gators coming in.
yeah, Octopus, 2 Jaegers, they're just hanging out like a boss there near Lima. Nobody wants to go through the flames to get to him.
Oh, and Kuka's got 4 bombs on So what was your plan at this point, Octopus? What were you trying to achieve?
So at this point, like I'm outnumbered by like 2 players here, and I've lost Delta. So I'm gonna try to send some infantry over the mountain and hopefully snipe a command vehicle or something.
Right. And you can see that Abrams and then Leopard just gone to the base at Lima and they completely exploded. Abrams just got taken out. That was really cool.
And yeah, they suicided some helicopters into my infantry rush, so now they know it's coming.
Yeah. So you're telling me you're on the left-hand side of Delta and there's 2 Soviet players there. There's 2 Soviet players on the right-hand side and 3 American players on the right as well.
Yes, and I don't know, that player with the Russian characters on the NATO team, he's helping me out a lot with some air support, so I am getting some help.
Look at that command chopper is going straight towards Kilo, but I'm not really sure what he wants to do.
Yeah, it's sort of it's sort of just hanging on top of the forest. It can't land, obviously, because there's no open ground below it. I think he figured he could hide his helicopter in cover.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the Americans haven't been particularly, the NATO hasn't particularly been successful at taking Gulf. It's still in the hands of Soviets. I feel like
Yeah.
the infantry have Americans are
It's a
not infantry.
no, they're not. It's a very even game.
No, there's no. If the NATO players had been smart, they could have done a complete route of Delta and Lima by coming up through Kilo. It's completely open. It's perfect for a flank maneuver,
They have
and you could do the
successfully
same
been
into
successful.
Juliet and Hotel.
Yeah, I agree with
But
you, but
there's
I think they don't have enough recon. They would have known that Kilo is completely empty, but they've sent like token forces, or at least forces that were
yeah.
completely unnecessary. Like sending in Abrams and a Leopard 2A4 by itself into Lima is ridiculous. That makes no sense. But yeah, they should start being a little bit more smart about their flanks. They shouldn't just send in two tanks. I see the Russians really are getting bogged down in their base by Yokush's proposals. They're putting up markers saying defense, defense. They seem to be really freaking out that you might just send another attack force in there.
and here's the other thing too. The both the Russian and the NATO players, I'm seeing some very serious mistakes. Things like complete lack of recon, improper use of helicopters. Um, and I'm not saying Coctopus, he's got a strategy here, but things like in Delta, I mean, all you need is a little bit of recon, and you could have completely flushed out everything in that territory, and then bombed it and taken out the infantry. There's just it's.
I guess
I
you know
have
what
to say these guys are noobs.
I gotta
They
say
have no recon. I
that's
mean,
one of the great things about I think you guys would agree with me on this. Is one of the great things about the war game series is that it feels like an actual war game instead of taking you can see the enemy. If you can't see the enemy, you don't know what's there. You don't know if there's like 6 T80s or a couple of motor Strelki. You just don't know. And if you don't know, you can't act properly. You can't make a strategy.
Of course. I mean, it doesn't matter how good of an army you have if they can't see anything, they can't shoot anything.
You guys see this flank at Kilo? They've got a couple of LAV 25s going after it. It's good. That's good.
Yeah.
yeah, I see the attempt here, but no, he dropped off his Marines, and then he's moving the LAVs in. He's going after the Buck and the T-64s, but what's his Marines going to do? Are they just going to sit there, or are they going to make an effort to go somewhere here?
I think he's trying to like separate them out by basically stopping. I think he wants to do is not allow the Soviets to reinforce each other because they'd have to go through Kilo. Now he's at Kilo. I think that's his point.
I really don't think there's any guile at play here. I think that one player that's got the helicopter hanging over the forest in Kilo doesn't really know what he's doing. But oh no, actually, I take that back. I think the Greek guy. Those look like Greek letters to me. Is the one doing the Marine. So maybe there is some guile involved here, but it ain't working.
No, but yeah, there's complete lack of using logistics vehicles to resupply. I mean, look at these two Hawks sitting in Echo. Need fuel. Well, one needs fuel, but it's like, what are they doing? I mean,
I find it's interesting that look at the points right now. The Soviets are about 1,000 points above, and now I don't know what's just happened, but they've pretty much changed. They've done something, and now they're about 1,000 points ahead. It's crazy.
yeah. I think it's because that Jazz Van guy is, or no, the Russian guy is moving into Kilo Juliet. He did take out the command vehicle in Juliet.
Yeah, I'll say this. The Russian guy seems to be putting up Jazz Van guy is flying right over there's not any space. They're pretty much stuck at their spawns in both locations, both at Lima and Delta, and India and Gulf. Now, were you communicating at all with any of your other players?
No, none of us said a word to each other during the entire game.
It looks like pretty good
A
coordination.
lot of teamwork, yeah.
I am getting a kick out of the player who's using his F-16s to bomb helicopters to death.
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd be me.
if the Russian player wants to leave his choppers around, great. Kill 100 points each. But to bomb them, I mean, that's
So
yeah.
you were criticizing the Russian player for his being such Juliet. Look at that. His marines have basically cleared the position and have now taken Juliet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Look at all this.
Well, to be honest, I don't think there was like many mainline infantry really in
Yeah,
Juliet.
he
I saw
on top of that, he rushed him with like 4 companies worth of troops. So
And we just got a draw
it's
from
got to
that.
be expensive.
So 8,000
and
versus 7,352. Now the point.
it ended up in a draw.
Yeah, that's. I would think Soviet victory, NATO victory, but apparently that's enough to get a draw. I guess because Russia.
No, look at the losses. Yeah, I mean, but the NATO, yeah, command points were close. Pact had more command points. The kills lost. It was about 800 point difference. Oh, 600 point difference.
I'm surprised actually the Pact had that many command points because it seemed like the NATO at least had the first section of the map completely to themselves. We're looking at 22-minute time. That was a tough game.
Well, maybe the command points would have been better if that command helicopter actually landed.
It certainly seemed like I felt like the Soviets could have done more if they had tried to just take out Coctopus, because there were two of them there, and Coctopus pretty much slowed them down and just halted their entire advance in Delta. And if they had managed to actually wipe out Coctopus, then they could have flanked that position and actually relieve some pressure on their teammates, but they never managed to do that, which I found really surprising because they seem to have overwhelming firepower there.
Yeah, I think they reacted to Coctopus in the wrong manner. I mean, basically that one player on NATO was tying up so much Russian resources just to dislodge him. What they probably should have done was just, arty the forest, have a couple of infantry and hard points. Worst comes to worst, you call them on from the other side if you don't feel safe enough calling in on the side that Coctopus was on, and just let him just break himself on the wall of a solid line of you're not going to cross this. Instead, I mean they put quite a lot of effort into getting rid of Coctopus, but that's the thing. It was a lot of effort just to deal with one player.
Yeah,
And
here's the
to
other
be
thing,
honest with
guys.
you, the entire pack team was fairly consistent in skill level. I think they were all roughly equivalent in skill as far as kills and losses is concerned. Whereas on the NATO team, there only really seemed to be 2 players that had positive kill-death ratios.
Yeah. How about you,
Yeah,
Colonel?
that jazz van. Well, here's the other thing too. Based on what we've seen on the shoutcast, we can safely say, even though NATO technically won, communication is a very important thing here, as well as skill level. So for our next shoutcast, let's go and show a game. Let's find a replay that is of a team that communicates
I gotta
and see
say,
the difference.
nonetheless, you got a great KD, 3,674 to 1,785.
No kidding.
Considering
Yeah, that's how it's done.
considering Jazz Van, the guy who's giving you so much support, had 65 kills. He didn't take too much losses, but he didn't kill that much in the first place. Anyway, guys, any final thoughts on this replay? I'd like to give Coctopus the final say here because it was his replay after all.
I have nothing to say.
Damn, shit. I'll throw it to Chrono. Chrono, any final thoughts?
Communication. And going out to the guy Jazzvan, if you watch this, you got some, you're learning, and I like what you got, but consider taking units in pairs and get recon, man. Everybody that watches this, remember,
I
recon
do
is the
think-
most important thing ever.
Like one critical thing that I think a lot of players miss in this game is they're too afraid to change like where they're attacking. Like a lot of players in this game, they attack the same place over and over again, thinking that they'll win. I mean, it's okay to just shift where you're moving your forces.
I think.
No, the other.
I think Chrono. I just want to say I want to agree with Salem on that and just say like people seem to think in this game that ground matters and ground doesn't matter. The territory you control doesn't matter. What matters is kills, because that's how you win. If you control a
Ye-
forest, so what? If that forest isn't strategically getting you something, being kills, then it's not achieving anything. You shouldn't just control a town for the sake of controlling a town.
Well, no, there's that. But if you really want to understand how to play this game well, go open the U.S. Army Infantry Handbook and look at tactics in there. The other thing is too, yeah, you're right about controlling ground, but you need to control strategically important ground. But you also need to be pushing the enemy player, forcing them out of position. And guys, this isn't Command and Conquer, and this isn't StarCraft. You have to play dynamically, and you have to look at things differently. You can't go and just be like, I'm going to have one tank. It's a great tank. I'm a stats whore, and oh look, my Abrams, and then you send it out to get shot by a Conquer's unit that's 40 points.
I want to bring Manka into this because I think if you look at the way Cox was played, he didn't hold Delta at all. It was pretty much a stalemate there. He didn't need to hold Delta.
Right.
That wasn't his point. His point was to slow
Right,
down.
it would have hurt him if he had held Delta. That's why I was saying before, just bypass it.
He spent a lot of points going into the base at Foxtrot, the Soviet base, and that sort of like slowed down the entire Soviet assault as they tried to deal with that. He didn't need to hold Delta. He just needed to slow it down, and he still got a massive KD from that.
Yeah, but
And most
that's the
importantly,
thing.
he tied down 2 players.
Yeah, he tied
At
down
least 2 players.
Who can be better than that? You know, can't be better.
Well, look on the right side of the map. The other NATO player who was pushing the town in what was that, Gulf? He was doing it right. He was smoking his infantry, and then he was pushing up, and he was continually putting pressure on the enemy.
I don't think that
He was.
I think the smoke was pretty. He got the infantry in, but then what? He had Hemmertschützen, and Hemmertschützen are not going to beat up with Strelky. So it's not so much in that situation. It wasn't the tactics that were the problem. It was the units that he was using. I think his mix of units were wrong in that case.
Yeah, he could have probably brought in a few tanks, and he should have had Marines or Delta Force or something. That would have done it.
Anyway, guys, thanks so much